Us as humans naturally crave being comfortable. I don't want to take that risk because it might not pay off. I don't want to try for myself, it might not pay off. I don't want to go up to that girl because she might say no and then I'll feel insecure. But what if I told you you are meant to feel like shit along the journey? And especially when you're going towards stuff that is quite hard, quite challenging, you are going to feel like shit along the journey. And this is what I've started to really embrace. And what I found, more importantly, is the people who are able to get through this without necessarily self-imploding or falling back into old stuff and chasing old stuff, chasing old friend groups, chasing old women that I used to be with, chasing security essentially, or old security that they got an emotional attachment to. They're the ones who start to actually achieve in this life and achieve the goals that they always wanted. It's very easy to fall back into that. We're humans, we get afraid, we're scared, we're anxious of past experiences, past things, and it leads us to spinning our wheels properly and heavily. And I find this with a lot of people, but the main thing with this is, the main component with this that will separate you from other people is if you get through it or not. The amount of friends I've lost over the years is quite depressing when I look at it. But I could have maybe tried to get back friends with them. I could have faked myself to be around these people. But what does that say about my character if I do that? What does that say about me as a person if I do that? It shows that I'm a weak person who needs to fit in around people all the time to feel full, and I can't feel full on my own. And there was a vivid time back in 2022 especially where I lost loads of friends. This is going to be a good thumbnail if I pose like this. Where I lost people, fuck it, a smile and all. Where I lost people and it was a full friend group. And this is the first time I ever lost friends, basically. Because I've lost more friends since then, and people who just didn't fit my life. Now, I was in deep sadness, deep depression, lost a girl at that time and everything. But what it taught me was, I've got myself. I don't need people to be happy. I started doing more stuff by myself. I started going to places by myself. I started to just live life on my own, basically. And then I found people along the way. And how did my life change? It got better because I was more self-sufficient. How did my relationship change? It got better because I was more sufficient, and I had to go through that. I went for a year after that of basically having no friends. I'll just go out with my brother. So in all actuality, I was in a bad position mentally and all that. I say I didn't have friends. I had people I'd speak to at the gym, but I wouldn't do anything outside with them. So kind of had friends there, kind of had friends there, kind of had workmates, but not any real friends who I'd speak to on a daily basis. What did this teach me? This taught me that if you just keep going and you keep striving and you keep going through, you're gonna start winning. No matter how bad the situation is, you're gonna find better friends, you're gonna find people who fit your life, you're gonna find a better girl. I had to leave a relationship last year because it wasn't right. And it was fairly mutual. I'm not gonna take full credit for it, but it was fairly mutual and I made the decision more so. Now, what does this prove? This proves that I'm willing to sacrifice a relationship, all the other stuff that comes with it, the sexual side that we all love, and stuff like that, and security, for what? My own growth, for trying to find something else, for trying to build something else, for trying to find a different relationship, for trying to find something that fits my life better. And you got to deal with it being shit. You got to deal with it being hard. You got to deal with it being terrible. I don't know who kind of lies to you and says that everything's just going to be perfect. It's not. And the reality is, the difference between the people who succeed or no is when they feel discomfort, how they react. Do you react in a way where you get all afraid and all scared and all anxious and you need to go back to that and you need to go back to that girl? Do you go like that? Do you go like that? And I had times where I've been like that before. I'll admit, there's been times where I'm like that, but you got to keep going through it and you realize it isn't right. And this is the reality. Do not be afraid to be alone. Do not be afraid to be by yourself. Do not be afraid to go towards your goals and who you want to be, and sacrificing some stuff, man. Sacrificing a night out, some nights out, sacrificing friend groups, sacrificing things that isn't right for you. Don't be afraid, and understand that the time you're more alone, if they don't fit right, that is. If they're good friends, of course, do not sacrifice them. Or it's a good relationship, of course not. That's just common sense. But if they are not the right group for you and you're in that and you're trying to people please all the time, that says more about you than them. That says that you're a weak person. Genuinely. That says that you're a weak person because you have to fake yourself for people. Now, I might get some hate for that, but I didn't care. It's the truth. And that's what I was before. I was a weak person. I was too afraid to walk away from stuff. I was too afraid to walk away from situations, relationships, girls that weren't right, friends that weren't right, friends that would disrespect me. But because I was a weak person, I would stay in that. Do not be like that. Do not be like that. I'm telling you now, do not be like that. Because what that does is that keeps you in the exact same position and it makes you lose self-respect, more importantly. And now, after I've left a lot of these situations and exited a lot of these situations that weren't right, I've got more confidence than ever. I'm holding myself in a confident manner. I believe in myself. I know I can get through stuff. I'm not afraid of losing a relationship. I'm not afraid of losing friends. I'm not afraid of it being shit. It is what it is if it's shit. I don't care. I don't care. I'm bulletproof enough in my mind. And this is what you need to understand, boys. You need to be bulletproof in your mind. It's gonna be shit, it's gonna be hard, but if you get through these times and these experiences, you will start to win, I promise you.